John Sterling, voice of the Yankees with Armen and Levack on 104.5 The Team. You're home for New York Yankees baseball. John, good to have you on the show again. And the Yankees in the middle of a 6-game winning streak right now. They play the Nationals tonight at Yankee Stadium. What is it about this team right now, John, that's clicking, that has helped them get to this point of the 6 games in a row?
Well, the Yankees certainly have been very streaky this year, and this is obviously a very good streak. But, basically they've been getting outstanding starting pitching. Pineda, Tanaka, Sabathia on Sunday. Adam Warren has been terrific. And Eovaldi has kept him in games. So every guy in the rotation has done his part. And obviously they're doing what they can do. They're hitting home runs. They have, when you look at the team's batting average, it's pretty low. Ellsbury's only 300 hitter, and he's been on the DL for so long. But they are, scoring with one swing of the bat. And then, obviously, the combination of Betances and Miller at the end of the game, and that's how you win games, get a lead and then bring them in. So, we now know that the Yankees, although if they don't suffer tremendous injuries, they're going to stay in the battle for the East. They're as good as any team in the East, and also they may be as good as any team around. They've beaten Kansas City, they've beaten Detroit, and they just beat up on the West. So now this isn't a good streak. In the bad streak, they can lose to those teams, like they lost 3 out of 4 to Oakland, a team that's really not as good as the Yanks. So, that's baseball. It's game by game, but I think they have a team that's going to hang in there.
So, yeah, John, you've seen multiple Yankee teams, good, bad, great, ugly. Does this one kind of make you think we might be talking playoffs?
Well, it's possible. The reason I don't give you predictions, I laugh when other people give predictions because I know they don't know anything. And if you could tell me that the key players will stay healthy all year, then I would predict the playoffs. And the funny thing about the Yankees is, again, if everyone's healthy, they have a terrific playoff team because they have 2 studs on top of their rotation in Tanaka and Pineda, and 2 guys who in the playoffs will pitch the final 3 innings to split it up somehow, Betances and Miller. And they have kind of a gritty team, the Yankees. So, I think they could do very well, but I can't give you a prediction because I have no idea who's going to be injured. That's the whole key to it. Who's going to be injured and how long are they going to be injured for?
John Sterling, voice of the Yankees with Armen and Levack on 104.5 The Team. 7:05 first pitch tonight. Yankees in a 2-game series against the Washington Nationals. John, when we're listening to you on the broadcast, it doesn't sound like this team is as defensively sound as we thought they were going to be this year. Do you agree with that?
Yes. Headley has made more errors and poor throws than I ever thought because I think he's a terrific defensive player. He has no idea, but I'm sure he's such a good player. He has such talent defensively, and, he wants to win so badly. I think he'll correct his flaws. Drew has been great. Didi has made a bunch of errors, but of late, I think he's getting his confidence because he's hitting better, and he's made some outstanding plays at short. So I hope that the worst is over. Teixeira has been Gold Glove at first. And the outfield is very good, but there's no question in the infield they've had a lot of problems.
John, before this season started, Mark Teixeira made a clear point. Hey, I'm healthy. I'm in great shape for the first time. I don't see any reason I can't go out and get you, 20, 30 home runs and 100 RBIs. How important has his bat and fielding been for the Yankees this season?
Well, it's very important. He leads the league in RBIs, and that's about as important a category as you can have. And he's a big power threat. I hope he does in the final 2/3 what he did in the first third. Now, the naysayers in the media will say, at his age, he's not going to stay healthy. At his age, A-Rod's not going to stay healthy. At Beltran's age, he's not going to stay healthy. And they may be right, but that's something that you don't know, and there is no crystal ball for that. But Teixeira has been, just great. And as I mentioned, the Yankees are, I think, second in the league in home runs to Houston, and they're closing in on the Astros. And if that's a Yankee staple, good pitching and power hitting. So if you have those two things, obviously you're in pretty good shape. And the fact is that they can close off games. I mean, there's almost not a chance of them losing a game when those two guys come in. I mean, they're going to lose some because everybody loses some, but they've been great.
John, it's surprising that the Yankees are in the top 3 in home runs in the majors this year, isn't it? We didn't see that coming necessarily.
Well, they have a lot of guys who can hit home runs. We just didn't know if they were going to be healthy and do it. No one figured A-Rod. A-Rod is at a pace to hit over 30 home runs. I hate that phrase, on the pace, because, that all changes too. But he is on that kind of pace. Teixeira is on a pace to hit over 40, and then the rest of the team hits home runs. I mean, Gardner homers, and Stephen Drews hit so badly, he has 7 homers in a third of a year now. So they have the ability, and this year, I keep forgetting Brian McCann, who's so important to this team. He's such a leader, such a terrific catcher who really carries his pitching staff, and he hits home runs. So, that is how they're going to have to win, obviously.
It's funny you bring up Alex Rodriguez. Of course, ESPN's Buster Olney said he thought he would make a great manager for the Miami Marlins. A lot of people didn't love that. Some people did. You seem to think it was a great idea.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I told Alex that. We were out in Seattle, and I told him that's what Buster Olney said, and he got a big kick out of it.
What is it about Alex Rodriguez that would make him a good manager, John?
Well, he's very bright. He knows and loves the game, and he, I think, would be able to lead his players. I think he'd be able to get the most out of his players. He's a low-key, nice guy, and until a guy becomes a manager, you don't know. And also one other thing, it also depends what kind of players he has. That kind of helps a manager too. If I'm coaching Cleveland, they're going to win a whole lot of games. It won't be because of my coaching, but LeBron is, going to carry the team to win. So, but if that happens for Alex, I'd be very happy because he really loves baseball. I think he's having so much fun this year because it was taken away from him last year. Now he has it back, and he's loving every minute.
John Sterling, voice of the Yankees with Armen and Levack on 104.5 The Team. And, John, we have Buster Olney on every Thursday, and he wrote a column last week about balls and strikes in baseball and how players and managers are becoming more and more frustrated over the inconsistency. And I asked him, you have the K-Zone on TV, the box that calls the balls and the strikes, the idea that technology could take over and that a machine one day will be calling balls and strikes. This was Buster's answer to that.
Guys, I think it's inevitable.
Oh, no.
That it happens. As you guys know, you watch a Sunday night game, the technology's there. It's not a matter of if, but it's a matter of when. And I don't know if the when is in 15 years or 5 years, but I think it's inevitable.
John, your feelings on being inevitable that a robot will one day be calling balls and strikes virtually in baseball?
Well, I think someday, long after we're gone, there'll be robots doing everything. I'd have to see it to see if it would work. Okay. That's all. And if it would work, hey, I'd be all for it. We just had an explosion at the stadium because I can't think of the umpire's name, but he called low strikes all game. We mentioned it on the air. There's so many low strikes, and then he didn't give CeCe a call, and Girardi and CeCe blew up, and now the Yankees won the game anyway. But I think it's. You're seeing it in tennis. They call serves and they call shots, and so I think it's very possible.
It was good for the Yankees to see CeCe blow up like that, right? Kind of like an emotional stir. It kind of like as a fan, I was watching it and I was like, "Don't bump the ump, don't bump the ump." But aside from that, right. It was good, right?
Well, he's a very calm and cool, collected guy, and he takes everything in stride. That's the first time I've ever seen him that angry. And, of course, it came after he pitched a terrific game. So if CeCe has learned to pitch that way, throwing 90-91, there's no question in my mind he can win that way. He's a great competitor. He knows what he's doing. He has less margin for error. But can you imagine how good they would be if CeCe started to win regularly and joined Pineda and Tanaka on top? After a pitching like that wins you games.
And John, I find your opinion very interesting of the machines calling balls and strikes or having technology assist with that, because whenever I bring that up on this station, man, the baseball purists call in and they get after me. No, that's not the way baseball's played. It's a part of the beauty to have balls and strikes inconsistent. And I guess my plea is that if we have a way to fix it, why don't we? If we're able to call consistent balls and strikes, let's implement that into baseball.
Yeah, the only problem you'd have is if you then were allowed to argue balls and strikes, which you're not for a good reason. You know, if you argued balls and strikes, you'd be there for 20 hours, and the call would have to, whatever call it is, would have to stand. Because, you know, I don't know if we take something out of baseball, who you argue with. so they'd have to, you know, they have to apply rules. Look, let's see how it would work. They have to do it in a game and do it on every pitch to figure if it would work. It won't be done overnight.
John Sterling, voice of the Yankees, Armen and Levack, 104.5 The Team, a 2-game series against the Washington Nationals at Yankee Stadium, and this month we have a lot of interleague games. John, do you like interleague play?
Very much.
Why?
I think I love the whole collage of different matchups, American and National League, and it's only I didn't count the games this year, but it's only about 20 games out of 162. And, you know, I enjoy seeing the National League parks, and I get an idea of their teams. So I actually like it. And it fouls up travel schedule, and you only go to a city in the American League once that used to be big Yankee rivals, like, you know, like the Indians and the Tigers and the White Sox and teams like that. So, man, how many games are you going to play? But actually, this format that Bud put in, I really like very, very much. The only thing I do think that I want to see implemented is where teams in the division play the same teams. You have to match it up as best you can, just so no one has an advantage. You know, one team playing lousy teams, another playing good teams. So that I would like to see, but outside of that, I kind of like it.
John, the debate of fan safety coming up again after that scary moment at Fenway. We're ending with good news. Looks like the mother is going to be okay after the bat goes into the stands. Where do you stand on this? A lot of people think we should extend the netting.
Oh, absolutely. You know, a young girl got killed in Columbus in a hockey game. A puck flew up and hit her, and now they started putting up nets in those areas. And they do put them up in pregame batting practice. No, I'm for the safety of people, and if it's to extend the nets, that's fine. It is a problem. You see, bats being broken and splintered. It's different if a bat sails in, helicopters in. That's one thing. You can put your arm up or hands up and maybe knock it away. But the splintered bats with the shards sticking out, obviously that will kill someone. So whatever safety, they better do something with the bats that break all the time.
Yeah.
Another thing.
John Sterling, voice of the Yankees with Armen in the back. Hey, John, there's a talk this year that the vibe around the Yankees isn't what it normally is, you know, annually, especially this time of year. I guess, yes, TV ratings have gone down for the Yankees. You know, some say it's because the Yankees don't have a face this year like they had with Jeter for so long. Do you feel that being with the Yankees night to night? When you go to stadiums on the road, do you feel less of a buzz than you have in the past?
Perhaps a little bit of buzz, because everywhere the Yankees went, it was a flat sellout during their glory years from 90. Well, Italy didn't start to 97, but from 97 up, it didn't matter where they went, the place was sold out. But now, you know, they've been several places a few times. So I think if the Yankees stay in the pennant race, that you'll see the ratings and the buzz and the crowds return. People want winners, or they want a team that they think can win. And I'm happy to say that maybe the TV ratings have gone down, but the radio ratings haven't. So we're very happy about that.
Hey, we're happy about that as well. And, of course, a lot of it has to do because of the great John Sterling, ladies and gentlemen. John, thanks so much for spending time with us before tonight's call against the Nationals. Enjoy this 2-game interleague series, and we'll talk to you soon. Really appreciate you.
Thank you. My pleasure.